G'day everyone, my name is Michael and welcome to the channel. I want to start off by being very gracious and just saying thank you for all of the support on my first crack at some unique and original content. I did not anticipate that some Kiwi dude talking about Monster Hunter would reach as many people as it did and that so many folks enjoyed it. I don't know how many people are even going to see or watch this. I'd also like to thank all of the creators in the Monster Hunter space that are doing a fantastic job that have kind of inspired me to get out of my comfort zone as a viewer and get amongst the community a little bit more, jump on camera, and just have fun making stuff to share with others. There are too many to name and I don't want to omit anyone, but I almost exclusively watch YouTube for my entertainment and I'm very thankful for all of the great videos that I come across whether I'm subscribed or not. I just want to say quickly that I've been trying to get this video out sooner, but there's been a cyclone affecting us here in New Zealand for the past few days and I've had a few power outages while I've tried to work through a number of changes for the channel. There's people on the tools outside, there's still hectic wind going on, and I wanted to get this video ready for the weekend, so apologies for any background noise or choppy editing. Some viewers may have seen a channel introduction from me about a month ago. I wasn't completely happy with it, and a lot has changed in the past month. Watching the first two videos back, there is actually a lot of little mistakes and things I wish I had done differently or things I wish I had said. So I have a lot to learn and many things to improve on. I thought it was best to just unlist that first introduction and just start off with something that I was 100% happy with. I feel like this is really important because I'm a very keep to myself sort of person and I don't subscribe to that many people. If I do, I kind of like to know what to expect and to know what sort of person is going to be showing up for me on a platform I'm on almost every day. I want to have this here as a baseline and foundation to work off so that if I'm making videos in future, anybody coming across me or the channel can come here and see and decide if I'm someone they want to see more of. With so many people coming in to see the laggy video and a couple hundred new subs, I wanted to cover a couple of different things in more detail than my original introduction and give you all the context you need to know on the bloke you're subscribing to. I'm calling this style of video an MH sit down, where I can just jump on here and chill out, talking about Monster Hunter stuff among other things I want to cover in a more casual format. I'll have some chapters going as well if there's any parts of this video that you'd like to skip through to that may interest you. My channel used to be pretty much all Monster Hunter soundtrack mixing, so I'll be addressing the change as well as my personal philosophy concerning YouTube and making videos. I'll be talking briefly about Wilds and Title Update 1 as well instead of making a video on something fairly small, and I'm also going to be talking about what I've been working on with Cosbuilding and how that has inspired the iconography as well as some plans and my aim for the channel. First though, a bit about me. Like I said, my name is Michael. The name MrMH, that is really just my initials and that just happens to line up with Monster Hunter, so I figured that would be an easy name to roll with. Even if I made unrelated videos, you know, they wouldn't seem totally out of place. And yeah, I'm 25, I'm from New Zealand of all places. I'm really just a normal dude. I work a normal job, I'm a gamer, I like cars. That's really my way of getting out and touching grass instead of being a complete caveman. I've played MH now from release as well, and that's always there while I'm out and about to just continue the grind if I want to do a bit of that too. I've been playing Monster Hunter for over 10 years now, starting with Try when I was 11 or 12 or something, so I'm a bit of an old fart now, but yeah, it's been awesome seeing the franchise come from relative obscurity and grow into this massive IP now that so many people are enjoying and talking about. I remember Skyrim being the game that everyone was playing and talking about back in 2011, and I would come to school talking about Monster Hunter and no one even knew what I was talking about. Now everyone knows about it and it's been so much fun seeing this transformation and ascension while the gaming landscape has shifted dramatically over the past decade. Having played nearly half my life now, I love this shit, and I'm fortunate to have a lot of perspective on the series to speak on things fairly. I'm also very glad I have the ability to still be critical of something that I like. I only critique shit that I love. I don't have time to worry about all the bad games and media that are not landing the plane. It's the games that I want to love that are falling short that I think could be better that I believe are actually worth talking about. It's okay to like something that isn't great or has issues, but I'm not going to ignore things and say that something like Underwater Combat and Try was godlike just because I flogged it as a kid and it was my first Monster Hunter game. Gaming critique has become a massive thing the past few years, and we have all raised our standards with the amount of issues and problems associated with modern games in the pursuit of money. Monster Hunter has been doing a lot of good things, but it has suffered from this issue too that we complain about with other games, and rightfully so, that companies are taking shortcuts and releasing unfinished products. I'm tired of paying professional video game designers full price for half-baked shit. If I buy your game on the day that it launches, I expect you to have put the right amount of time and effort and testing into making sure that you're releasing a complete product. Monster Hunter has suffered from this too, where since World, it is no longer a case of we release a complete base game and then we sell you a DLC expansion. Now, it's we release an unfinished game as a live service at full price that has a myriad of issues, and then we use all the people that paid for our game to playtest it for us. Then you provide small content drops that could have and should have been in the base game from release to drip feed us and tie us over until you can sell us a DLC to finally have a complete game. All of this to say that I call it like I see it, and I have standards. I'm a straight shooter, and I frankly don't have the time or energy to push an agenda or get involved with politics, both in regards to gaming and media, and also in real life. I live under a rock in the middle of nowhere, and I keep to myself. I don't watch TV or the news, I don't vote or keep up with what's going on here in New Zealand. None of that interests me. There's so much more that I want to do in my free time being creative instead of worrying about all of that and being a normal person, I guess. So some folks might see me as a bit of a nutter, but honestly, I'm thankful for it. If I'm making videos, it's because I have some spare time outside of work and I want to escape the real world a little bit to just jump on and see what I can make. I love tinkering around in the tech space as well with PC building, OBS, audio and visual gear, all the different things you can do to create cool shit if you have unique ideas and the right tools to make them come to life. If you guys saw this green screen and recording setup in person, you would probably laugh, but I absolutely love this sort of stuff, and I have a ridiculous setup, and I'm the sort of person to really dial in on products and settings to really make sure that the tools you have are going to allow your ideas to be realized in the highest quality possible. I feel like there has been a massive shift with online media where so many folks are doing it in pursuit of it becoming a job or a career, making money or becoming famous. Personally, I think that is such a cooked perspective to have and approach to any interest or something creative. I'm never going to ask during a video to like this video or for you to subscribe, because I fundamentally don't believe in that shit. If you think that what I'm doing warrants any of that, then thank you. But in my opinion, the priority is to do something fun because you like it, and to do it to the highest standard you can to try and improve and get better at your craft. It's my view that if something you enjoy becomes your job and livelihood, you start to enjoy it a lot less. It seems to me like it becomes a lot harder to do something you enjoy to the highest standard you can when you have time and financial constraints that you need to work within that you didn't have before. That leads me to the next thing, something that I've been really enjoying and working hard on since last year. My Odegaran armor set that I've been working on. That is mostly the reason for the channel icon, and the reason why the mask is currently grey, because the build is not finished. I've been working on the build for a while now, and my original plan was to have it finished and come onto the scene like gangbusters as my first video showcasing the armor before Wilds came out. But it turns out Cosbuilding is a very time-consuming process, and I still have a long way to go. I've been recording the whole build, and I've been keeping a journal and timesheet documenting everything, so I'll throw some clips up of what I have been able to do so far. Eventually the build will be done and the channel icon will be updated to a red mask, but I haven't earned that yet, so I am excited to get back into it after taking a bit of a break on it recently. A ton of people have helped me with certain aspects of the build so far, so thank you to all those folks. and also to a good friend of mine for helping me with the channel art. I'll have a link to their pages in the video description and also in my channel bio if you want to set commission. I may decide to live stream some of the build in future as well, so if you're seeing this and think that might be something that you'd be interested in watching, please feel free to leave a comment saying so I can gauge some interest. At this stage, I feel like the plan for the channel is to just work on some fun ideas for Monster Hunter videos when I have some time, and seeing what I can do at my own pace. I want to do more of these sit down videos and stuff similar to the laggy video where I can just yap about things and be a bit more positive rather than my first video, which was more critical, but we'll see what ideas I come up with. I want to bring a bit of a different style and angle on things that maybe some folks will enjoy, and do my best to try and make your subscription worth it when I do upload. The laggy video really proved me wrong, and I never thought that so many people would even find the video or enjoy something like that and listen to little old me. Like I said, my channel was nearly all about cataloging Monster Hunter soundtracks and then mixing them or turning them into medleys or compilations. And the first two videos were a massive departure from that, so I really didn't expect anything at all. I was just having fun talking. I was mostly doing all of the soundtrack stuff because I was doing it all for my personal listening anyway, and I felt like I was providing the community a service. Prior to the Elatrion update for Iceborne, I uploaded a number of the soundtracks from Base World and Iceborne because there was only console audio for a long time for a lot of them, irrespective of the obvious risk of copyright and the philosophical issues I had with that personally. I took the day off for the Safi, Elatrion, and Fatalis updates to ensure that the first uploads were going to be in the best possible quality directly from PC, so those amazing soundtracks were given justice. Even though none of that was my content, I felt obligated to do it, seeing as so many people found my channel for that originally. But I never felt good about any of it. It is not my music, and the content is not mine. I was not proud of it despite any adjustments or mixes that I did, and I was running the risk of the channel being taken down at any point, and justifiably so. I know very little of how that whole system even works with what is allowed, what is not allowed, strikes, content ID, all of it, so I figured it was just time to delete it all myself so that I don't need to worry about that risk anymore. I never thought that anyone would be interested in me or original videos I could make, but the amount of support on the laggy video, despite it being just one video and having so much room for improvement, has shown me otherwise. I had a ton of fun making it, and it was great jumping into the comments and just chatting with folks, having some great discussions, and getting amongst the community more. So I pulled the plug myself and made the hard but right decision to delete all of it. The Fatalis uploads, the Safi medley, all my custom mixes and compilations, all gone. I hope this is an understandable decision. My time as the MH soundtrack guy is over. And even though I'm still going to be curating my own tracks for personal listening, it is not my place on a platform like YouTube to share and repurpose music that is not mine as videos. There are plenty of other folks doing it, and if they want to do that and run that risk, that is their prerogative. The issue that we had with the staggered releases with console and PC with World and Iceborne is also a thing of the past with simultaneous releases, so that niche and that demand is no longer even there. For folks that would like any of the audio work that I've done for their own personal listening, I will have a link in either the description or in a pinned comment to a zip file that contains everything that I have. With those changes out of the way, I wanted to voice a few thoughts on Title Update 1. We all know that most, if not all, of Title Update 1 was supposed to be in the initial release, so it's hard to really evaluate it without that coloring your perspective. My personal experience was that my friends and I were super excited to jump back in. We were sitting there refreshing Steam at the release time. We fired it up, we were having fun, we were blasting, and we were all pretty much done within about 4 or 5 hours. We made some adjustments to our builds with the new gear. We fought max strength tempered Mizetsune for a good challenge, checked out the Grand Hub, and that was about it. I haven't played since the day the update dropped. More content is good for the game, it's what it sorely needs, but Title Update 1 doesn't solve the main issue I have with the game that I spoke about in my 45-minute Yap Fest, that the Arshan crafting system is nowhere near robust enough to facilitate meaningful gameplay and challenge at endgame. After we fought Zoshia and Mizetsune a number of times, we were in the same position as before, with no progression on offer. Endgame is so important in Monster Hunter, and a great system would solve a lot of the issues I have with the game. and no doubt I would still be playing if a more substantial system was present. Again, repetition and RNG are not points of negativity. Monster Hunter has used them to both poor and great effect in previous games, and I think it's a damn shame that there isn't more at the end to help keep people playing. In my opinion, it is a cop-out to say that this is just a base game and that this is only high rank, when we have seen great systems in the past like guild or afflicted quests provide so much to players that want to keep playing and build crafting. Tempered and frenzied monsters are both in wilds, but I feel like they are so underutilized right now. There could easily be a system in high rank on release like guild or afflicted quests that ramp up the difficulty and add some RNG and farming content to the game, while still allowing the rest of the game to be easy to pick up and new player friendly if that is Capcom's goal. We don't need to be in this situation every base game release where the justification for there being no real endgame system is that it's high rank and that we have to keep waiting years for something solid between G rank expansions. It shouldn't have to take what is effectively an entire other game to be bolted on to something that already takes 5 years to develop to fix an issue that is so core to a game that is focused on progression, gear, and difficulty. I need to catch myself here before I go on too long. Maybe I can make a video talking about endgame and Monster Hunter in more depth, who knows. I think I've talked enough and covered everything. I hope this first sit-down style video is going to be the most rigid and serious these get, now that I've addressed most of the important stuff. This is probably going to be on the shorter side just so it's more digestible, but future videos like this could be longer with more of a casual feel, talking about more topical things other than myself or the channel in general. I will most likely be moving out of my place here in the next month or so I'm not entirely sure what my timeline is going to be like here in the short term, but I do have a couple of things planned, and this setup you see here might be different, hopefully improved, the next time I make one of these videos. Collaborating with some other creators would also be insanely cool as well, so maybe this setup can play a role in that as well. There are so many possibilities to explore, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what I can do and what I can come up with. If you've stuck around to the end here, you're an absolute legend, and thank you. All I can ask is that this video clearly represents me and what I'm all about. I felt like it was important to get this 100% right so that I can move forward with the channel in the direction that I'm happy with. Thank you again for any and all support, and I look forward to seeing you all again in future videos. Happy hunting, guys.